Hello everyone, welcome back to Dragonfly Engineering. So it's been another busy week, so I'm going to have to hold off on the conclusion of the robot mount, the welding and the bending and the mounting of the robot on the molding machine until probably Thanksgiving weekend. But in the meantime, I wanted to do a new instrument opening. This is a continuous bag sealer, so there's a conveyor belt and everything. I bought it on the internet. And basically it will receive parts that are bagged in the heat seal bags from a robot and then continuously seal the bag on a little conveyor belt and then launch it out the other end. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what we got. It was actually pretty inexpensive, so let's see how well it works. All right, so that should be a better view. So we got the owner's manual. Looks like spare parts, power cord, and what looks to be an extra heater band, protective covering like a Kevlar coating, and then a couple extra belts. And this feels like it's a toolbox of little tiny bits and pieces. Okay, let's see what we got in this thing. Oh, wow. Huh. It's a bunch of letterpress. Let me zoom in on this. Yeah, okay, there you go. So you can see this box has a bunch of letter type and a wheel on it. I don't really know much about this device. I just kind of bought it on the internet because it was so inexpensive. So we are going to find out together exactly what this thing does. Okay, we'll pull off the foam box here. Okay, let me bring the camera around so you can see down inside. Okay, so this is what's inside the box. Let's see if I can pull out. Is it all one unit? It looks like it's all one unit. So let me pull this guy. There we go. Okay, well, there it is. Let me make sure you can see this. So this is the unit in all of its glory. Has looks to be a analog temperature control up here. And this is for basically heating up the heating element that will seal the bag as it goes across on this belt. This looks like a belt tensioner and a take-up stage, I think. So we can, oh, there's a plane flying over, hold on. Okay, so I briefly went through the instructions and it seems pretty straightforward. So we're gonna plug this guy in. All right, so we're plugged in and yeah, basically follow the injection molded control panel labels here and we turn the power on. And yeah, not a whole lot. And then we'll turn on the fan. There we go. And then we will turn on the heat sealer heater here. We got a light and we got an old time analog temperature gauge up there. Let's see if we can, let me get the GoPro. Our temperature control. So it's set to, looks like 160 right now. We'll go to 170. I was looking at the book and they gave a range of recommended seal temperatures. Polyethylene 150 to 160, polypropylene 170 to 180, and polyolefin 180 to 190 C. So, oh, and actually it's heating up pretty good. We're already at 100 C. Let's go ahead and check out the belt. Okay, so belt speed. I'm gonna turn this knob right here, and hopefully we'll see some belt movement. There it goes. And there is our belt feed system. And basically what it seems to be the case is you have your open-ended heat seal bag and you start the position of the tip of the bag through this heated belt here. And then your bag basically goes through this heater section right here with pressure. And to preheat the plastic in the flap of the bag. And then this area here is the tensioning area, which is controlled by this knob right here. And that is what actually squishes the bag together, and then your sealed bag comes out the end, off the end of the belt and onto your next step, which would be another conveyor belt or a box or something. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. We're getting close to temperature, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fiddly adjustments for motor speed. So this is the fastest that the motor goes, which is really fast. And the motor controller is pretty good. It seemed like if I went from very fast to slow, it stopped for a second, but now it seems to be doing good. Yeah, and then this is where you start your bag off. So I think I got some heat seal bags and some bolts that we're gonna bag up, and we'll see how this thing operates. Oh, one other thing. Down here is height adjustment. So we loosen this knob. Should probably have the motor off for this. And then you can actually lift the belt stage up and down to optimize the ergonomics of your particular item that you're bagging. And then a belt tensioner here. I do have a little bit of a curl on the belt, but I suspect with use that will flatten out. I was amused by this caution right here. It says, carefully clip hand, but I think I'd rather not carefully clip my hand in there. So I'm sure they're saying don't stick your hand in there. And up here it says carefully high temperature. So that's a little more clear. So don't stick your finger in there when it's hot. All right, so let's go ahead and get our first bolted, or our first bag and a bolt here. And I will turn on the motor again, or actually just turn this knob. We are currently up at, looks to be, okay, so I have it set at 170, and the little analog dial there is at 170. Okay, so here we go, moment of truth. So in my operation, I'm gonna have a robot that's gonna open a bag with vacuum cups and probably a station next to this instrument, and then drop the finished good in. And then the robot with probably a vacuum cup, a large vacuum cup, will bring the part in and then start to guide the bag into the entry heated roller here. So let's go and do that. So imagine my hand as a robot end effector. And there it goes. So now it's heating through the heater strips there, and then the pressure is being applied there. And then the bag exits the end. And down to the floor. Okay, so here is the results of our, I'll go ahead and turn off the motor, of our very first run. So I haven't fussed with optimizing this because I'm pretty low on time right now. But if we look at the results, it looks like it's definitely sealed. Let me set down the GoPro. So if we look at the results of our very first heat seal, again, I didn't do any pre-running or optimizing for video effects. This is literally the first part, and it completely heat sealed. Look at that. Can't even start to open it. So I'm actually very impressed by this tool. You know, the very first run of the very first bag, after I open the box and it completely heat seals to this extent of quality, is quite nice. So back to the letter press, it looks like I can actually emboss my company name or a date code into the heat seal itself using this letter press, or this letter type press wheel. So this wheel replaces the wheel that's right here behind this safety guard, and I can put whatever text I want to in that, which is really cool. Very helpful for date codes, because I'm probably going to use this instrument for my daytime customers, not so much my own products direct to Amazon. And they want, you know, parts sealed in the clean room with a date code on it. So I'll be able to do that with this interesting setup right here. And it looks like there's basically a key where you unlock the hub in here, and then which I'm sure is clamping all these all these letter press, or all these letter type in. So it looks like you basically just loosen this clamp, and then you change the type out with the supplied type that they provided, which is cool. So I'm very happy with this. Oh, and the name of this, let's see if, yeah, so this is the product name, FR900 Multi-Purpose Membrane Sealer Machine. And the company, yeah, okay. And the company name is Viver. Yeah, so obviously I'm not a sponsor if I don't even know what their name is, but it looks like it's Viver. And I just searched online for Inline Bag Sealer and came up with this. So pretty cool. I just have to say I'm very happy with the results of this. Let's do another bag just so that, or let's say I'm happy with the initial results. Okay, this is literally the second bag that we're gonna try, and another bolt that we're gonna put in. There we go. And I think there probably is some trick to getting the orientation, keep making sure your bag is square as it enters, but the robot will be able to do that. So now I'm gonna start the part, or start the bag, and just let it go. And this is the heater region, and then this is the compression region. So it was actually kind of set up, ready to run right out of the box from the factory. They must have the optimum settings that they know, and then you can fine tune the pressure and things like that. All right, let's do some mass production here. All right, so I also wanted to tell you about a new project that's going to be starting soon. And it's going to be an injection molding project of a few parts that are a kit for my good friends at Pelicus, which is a company here in California who sells on Amazon. So they're my friends, and I am going to be molding their parts, also in California, to sell on Amazon for them. So I'm going to be the OEM supplier. And to do that, I bought a couple of these mold bases from American Quality Molds, which is a company out of Richmond, Indiana. And I've worked with them for a few years. They're not a sponsor or anything. I just bought these at full price. But I buy molds from them all the time, and they're got really good prices and high quality. So let's go ahead and open up this box. There's 2 molds in here that are 12 by 16 inches. So let's see what we got. Okay, here we go. The other mold is exactly like this one. So these mold bases are all aluminum, and I think AQM, or American Quality Molds, I think they only do aluminum molds. But you can use these aluminum molds as bases, you know, so you machine in your inserts pockets, and then you can place your inserts for your actual cavities in. And but yeah, it's got the ejector pins. I think inside of here, which you probably can't see, is the kit of pins and hardware for the ejector plate. But oh, actually I can pull it out. So this is the ejector plate with the return pins, and these pins, you know, go in these guide holes, and they're clamped by the, you know, there's actually 2 plates here. And then these pins actually can push your ejector plate back down to the safe position so that you don't crash your ejector pins into your mold cavity inside. And then up here, the standard alignment ring will go in, and then I'm going to drill the sprue and machine the cavities. We're going to do 4 parts for Pelicus, and the molding machine that I have wouldn't be able to mold both parts at the same time due to the tonnage limitation. But what we're going to do is mold one part, shut off the other runner for the other part, and then when we got enough of the first part, then we'll flip the shut off to this side and then start molding this part over here. You basically put a pin in the mold to prevent flow of plastic. And yeah, so in the next month or so, we are going to be making 4 parts on 2 family molds with these mold bases. So thanks for watching, and next weekend I intend to conclude the welding of the steel frame for the robot mount to go on the small molding machine. And then we're gonna dive right into this project. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.